cry, make you laugh, all type of things.
Hey, Clutch, you ever seen Paid in Full, man? The movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of my favorite
First time
jumps.
I seen it was at X house down in was it Orlando?
that must be the
Yeah.
training video. But
Nope,
look,
nope.
remember when old boy, the brother-in-law, what other things? He went inside the glasses, cracked the
Yeah.
eye. Check, here we is. Here we go. Welcome to episode 94. It's your boy Genio Keepovich checking in, producing and mediating today. To the right of me, I got Hoop.
This your boy Clutch, aka Domino, aka First Batter Up. Take them shoes back.
Clutch, well, you could make the argument he's the most clutch player ever.
Man, I started that this early, man. Last but not least, checking in.
You heard. It's the world-renowned Trigger Man Joe coming to you live in the place to be. Set your line up podcast. We're gonna give you the real rugged and raw, whether you like it or not. Buckle up. Gonna take you on a ride.
Yes, sir. Whether you like it or not, Clutch did that to me. You know who did it? Cause I don't like. I got on her last week. I wasn't. I was.
Lexa?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, no, I was. I wasn't. I was sober. I wasn't. I just on a good
You,
vacation mind
you
and.
sure you were sober? Because sometimes you can get drunk on yourself.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
And
shout out to
by yourself. I'm just saying
Mm-hmm.
that, that's
shout out to
Send it to
Halliburton.
Sims. Send it to Sims. That's what you told me I had to do, right?
I always say.
Yeah, send it to Sims.
Mercy me. Hey man, you live and you learn. Shoot.
Yeah.
You get another chance to at bats.
So
Hey,
baby, don't win.
what you can do is you can blame Chris, the new dude Chris, blame him for that. Blame him for that loss you got.
No, you went and went for 1,000 on me.
So a win
Yeah.
well deserved. We get up in them trees like that.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of going down, no.
Oh, I'm going
Who is
down.
more likely? Let's get into NBA talk. Who is more likely to overcome the 0-2 deficit? The Celtics or the Cavs? And since it's just us three right now,
I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with the Celtics, and they proved why the other day.
How they prove why?
Hey, they live and die by the three. If they
Oh.
hitting them, the Knicks can't keep up with them. And I think they win the next four. So the next three now. I think they
So the
win the
Knicks
next
won't win
three.
another game.
They won't win another game.
Wow. That man on that sauce, boy.
They
I
won't win
mean,
another game.
look,
I'm
they keep
looking.
the Celtics. The Celtics keep beating the brakes off of them, and you knew not to go down in New York like that. No Yeezy. Um, but the Celtics keep. I mean, showing they the better team, and
Spike Lee should have stayed his tail at home. They were doing fine. So he showed up at the game.
yeah, showed up at the Met Gala. He started the week off wrong. Showed up at the Met Gala with that stupid hat on.
Mm-hmm. Been like that
Cole
baby when that
off
man
one
walked in the
off.
house.
Mm.
Hey, listen, when you
and,
know
and and they and they did right by playing Pritchard more.
Pretty
right,
tough, man. Pretty touch. Well
when you
done,
know your
man.
team trash, do not wear one of them hats with a short beard. Wear one you can
Boy.
pull over your face. Wear a dad cap like me when I went to the Falcons. It's Steelers game. When you
Mm.
What a game. What a game.
Yeah.
Field
Mm.
goal. Field goal.
Speaking of that, that was very disrespectful what you did on follow the Facebook group if you want to see how these gentlemen,
What did I
nice
do this
dress,
time? What did I
nice
do that
dress,
was so disrespectful? I don't understand. What did I do?
nice dress, elegant gentlemen, how they get on Facebook and I posted, giving content.
I
Uh,
don't understand.
Posted. I mean, we're waiting as NFL fans waiting on the schedule. So I
Oh,
posted.
oh, oh. I think I know.
Yeah,
I think I know.
yeah.
I don't want to assume. So let enlighten the audience. Let them in on what you're talking about.
I posted where the Colts will be playing the Falcons in some parts of Germany. I'm sure you two gentlemen may have been to Germany before, right?
No, I have been to
No,
the
no.
army.
That's the
They
only.
go to
That's one of the
Germany.
only places I
Yeah.
haven't been.
Okay, y'all did tell me that. Okay.
I got some family over
Hey,
there. They used to be in the
let's
army.
ride. Let's ride. Let's go. Never mind. I ain't even got my
And he a DJ too. He a big
Passport.
time DJ Van Tail. Look him up. Got pictures with Jay-Z and some of all them big artists that came over there and performed and stuff. So he in Germany. He always been inviting me. Come on, man. You need to come to Germany. Come to Germany. Come to Germany. So it might be the perfect time with the alignment and the nature in the universe.
I got
But
pictures
with
of
the
Zach.
O2, with the
I
O2, I
got
know the obvious choice is the Celtics. You know, they was the big favorites going into the playoffs. 400 million, the best money the team can buy. But I'm gonna say the Cleveland Cavaliers on the stake that Indiana is overrated, like Halliburton. Now Halliburton, he all right, but they was missing a lot of key ingredients to their roster, and when everybody showed back up that needed to show, I think with the exception of DeAndre Hunter, Cleveland showed what it can do, and Donovan Mitchell shows that he is a top flight player in the NBA who don't get enough buzz because he got more 40 points games in the playoff than Jason Tatum, than Larry Bird, than a lot of other names I seen out there. So I was fascinated with that the post I seen. But it would be the Cleveland Cavaliers, number one seed pretty much all year long. They should be able to handle someone like Indiana Pacers. But Boston is playing a heated rival and lost your first two on your home court like that. So the playoffs have been fire. Let's put it like that. It's had me glued to the TV more than in time past for the second round. So I'm excited about what's next.
without
Making all
Luca,
these faces.
and the King. I ain't mean to call him
Down
go.
with the king. Got to reset. We got to hit the reset button.
Without the Lakers, the playoffs still have been exciting. I wanted to say Indiana since man, what's wrong with this iPad?
Celtics.
No, I wanted to say the pace. I mean, the
You know what you want to say? Okay.
The Cavs have a better shot at coming back. The Cavs to me are a better team than the Celtics. Um,
And you basing that on
No,
what?
I don't know
I
about
think
that.
Because they
I'm
got the
basing
better
it on
record.
what we seen this year, what our eyes have seen and our ears have heard.
I know they
Uh,
have the better player. Everybody want to hype Jason Tatum up, but he's not that guy. He's shown in this series that he's not that. But that Donovan Mitchell, shoot, can get any shot anytime he want it. How you want it, dog? Closed casket or what? Ah!
Mm. So who won the series between them this year?
That's a good question. But I know in one game in Boston, they was like down 10 or 12 or something in the fourth quarter. And Donovan Mitchell went and reeled them in.
Yeah, what a stat man at when you need
I know.
Ah, yeah, no, he would know. Get well,
Uh,
son, man.
get well soon. Um, what if I said? Yeah, because we remember the Celtics beating the brace out the Knicks when the season started. Uh, so let's see. We got the Cavs on February 28th. They beat the Celtics 123 to 116. The Celtics beat the Cavs. Then yeah, that was in Boston. The Celtics beat the Cavs in Cleveland on February 4th, 112 to 105. And December 1st, the Cavs beat the Celtics 115-111. So I think they only
I got to
played
be the
two.
game I'm talking about. They were down, I mean, double digits going into the fourth, and Donovan Mitchell put the cape on. I got you.
All right.
Don't take the
So
night off. I got you. You can go and clock out.
Because the Cavs play good defense, so
Good what?
defense.
Oh, okay.
but look, I was gonna say the Cavs, but we had some champ. Me and Champ had a friendly wager on some
Uh-oh.
chicken wings down at the spot.
Uh-oh.
And when we go to the spot, I usually get a bonus because they buy one get one free. Buy one get one free. And someone put on follow the Facebook. Follow the Facebook. You'll know what's going on. Somebody put that. I think Root put people that buy men that buy boneless wings close the refrigerator with their hips. So this is my so this is my chance at getting some traditional wings because me and Champ had the bet. And Champ went down 0-2, then involved some people in the bet. Then Clutch started trying to get his bet going on. And I think it's done. I think the Knicks
And
will.
nobody's wanted to bet me, so it
I
is what
told you
it
to bring
is.
it on. I said you'd be down here in a couple of weeks, whatever you want to do. You ain't reply.
I'm already in the hole with you, man. Already in the hole with you, so I knew better
If
than that.
Boston
Not
win the
the
series without Luca,
usual.
uh-oh.
Tonight we're getting unpredictable.
Hey, what's up? What's up, fellas?
Hey, how you
What's up?
doing?
What's happening?
Oh, nothing,
What
man.
it do,
Sorry for the
baby? What it do?
tardiness, but I was doing something real important, and I was watching the rest of the Thunderbolts, the new Avengers. So I had to go ahead and finish eating my popcorn and plucking them out my teeth.
I thought you was creating another mother for the world.
Sorry to say that. It won't make it in this world.
Oh man, that man.
I got 2 words for that one.
Okay, we got
Sucker
you, bro.
punch.
We
Not
got
the
you.
usual.
Yeah.
I got kids. I need paid over $400,000 in child support. I ain't paying nobody nothing.
Nathan.
All right, we were wrapping up. Speaking of that, we
Ooh,
were wrapping
wrapping
up.
up.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
just
What a
we were
play on
wrapping up
words.
the who will more likely overcome the 0-2 deficit, the Celtics or the Cavs? Unpredictable.
I would probably have to say right now the Celtics. I did pick them to win 4 straight, and they were going to win 4 straight. I just never said when it was going to take place.
Oh.
Hmm.
I believe.
I
When
agree
So
with you too. Unpredictable.
I got to stick to my guns.
We shall see.
Yeah,
but
but
that
they got
hey,
the heart of the.
Trigger Man, that we said, man, you had a conversation about how that arena was gonna be rocking. It was
Yeah.
a Sunday, it was a Saturday afternoon game, but it
Vibe,
still
all
was
right.
going crazy. They were
Yeah.
down by 20 and still,
Was,
every time somebody hit something.
they was loud, yeah. Representing their clique. But
So
them fans been acting crazy.
right.
Crazy. With a Q.
All right.
Well,
Speaking of
I was. When the last time the Giants won something? I mean, not the Giants, but New York in general. It's been a while.
Like
I don't
40
think the
years. That's
city of New
40
York
something
won
years.
anything.
first
Yeah.
of all, they just won a WNBA championship and the season about to start back. So don't you start
That
that
don't
because you
count.
was all right.
They still got that lead, WNBA? Oh. Caitlin Clark League. Oh, yeah, they still got that.
Yeah.
Mm.
CCA. Caitlin Clark Association. So do your Warriors have a chance against the Wolves without Chef Curry? Anybody?
Dead man walking. You can't lose a great player like that who actually plays and hustle and don't take games off unless he's really hurt and still expect to win. He is the heart and soul of that team. And unlike that fake prophet king, they go as he goes.
I think he's a tad bit overrated because they weren't going to make the playoffs or the play in until Jimmy Butler showed up. He's so great. He should be able to get his team into the playoff. Not denying his greatness, but he is great. But he ain't one of the all-time greats in my
You
book.
ain't lying.
But maybe it's that light skin complex. But they have a shot because they're in the playoffs and they're playing games. But on the opposite end of that, I don't think they can do anything without their best player. So the other night they gave a good run, get punched them hard as they can punch them, and Minnesota went absolutely nowhere. So even if Steph do come back, he probably won't be the same Chef Curry that we drawn to love because his best assets would be taking away all that running around, running the strings on that hamstring. It's going to be weighing on him more mentally than physically, and he won't be able to overcome that hurdle. Go light skin.
Well, you know what, Joe? And
Mhm.
I just, usually we can come to a mutual agreement, but this is why I think Chef is so great. At
Okay.
6'3", 180, he's playing a big man's game in a little man's body. And he's changed the game, whether you like it or not, whether you're a fan of the three-point shot or not, he changed the game. And the one thing I respect about him is
You can also say he ruined the game as well. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you why I say he didn't. But the one thing we can respect is he built through the draft, and that's
You ain't
something that
lying.
has to be said when you think about the Joker and you think about him. Just think about the Clippers and where they are now, and who they had. They had the MVP of the league, and they traded him trying for uh, greener pasture, so to speak. And if you look at it years later, at the time, Paul George for the MVP, I can't think his name is off the top of my head. But
This
when you
year,
think about SGA, think about who really won that
the
Uh-oh.
trade.
talent that's hidden and you flourish. I can't take that away from you. It's not like you went out and got the greatest players to ever play. And then when you get the three best players in the league, you say it's not a super team because somebody decided to sacrifice. So I got to give him credit for being at his size and what he's done. And when people say he ruined the game, I don't think he did because everybody couldn't fly through the air like Air Jordan. So some people didn't. Just because Chef Curry was able to do that, and you might have had 3 or 4 other players, even though they was all on one team, that don't mean it's meant for everybody else. That's just my opinion. Because everybody couldn't be Shaq, so he couldn't ruin the big man game because you had to play to your ability or your lack of ability.
I think that Mark Jackson doesn't get enough credit for putting that team together.
Team together. Yeah.
And it's like he baked the cake, and then here come the Caucasian man. And he came in and put the icing on the cake, and they got the championship. And it reminds me of Tony Dungy,
With the Bucks.
Tampa
Yep.
Bay, for years, bags on the head, had no identity. Tony Dungy gave him something to believe in, baked the cake, and the
Yeah.
Caucasian man came in, put the icing on the cake,
and
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 got
was
them the
elevated to
championship.
was elevated to
Won a
the
Super Bowl.
yeah, and
I'm
they act
just
like he was
saying.
just the best coach. They act like Chuck is just the best coach ever.
But
Well,
God smiled on Tony Dungy. Got hired by
mhm.
the coach. Got had Pinky in the brain as his quarterback, and he got that Super Bowl championship that had eluded him in Tampa Bay. Man of God, congratulations!
But you know what, Joe? I used to
Huh?
think the same thing. But
You did.
raising Gino Kapovich as my son,
Speak on
right?
it.
We have to. I think Kerr was exactly what Warriors needed at that time, and I
Uh,
also think Mark Jackson was what they needed at the time because they didn't have toughness.
valid, valid.
And I remember when they played against Houston and they just shot 3-pointers all day. And I remember Mark Jackson said it won't happen again on my watch, and that's when he took out Iguodala in the starting lineup and put Draymond Green. And when they was trying to shoot those threes again, that was short lived because they was after them. And I think it's kind of like the maturation of a son. When they're growing up, we hard, we're trying to instill discipline and everything, and we all in their face. But at some point, we have to kind of fall back and not be as stern as hard because now we've raised that man, but now we have to be able to treat him as a man. And I'm not saying Mark Jackson didn't, but I think
I totally
yeah,
what you're saying.
but I
But for
think
the
that
man to never ever get another coaching job, that
now
is
that
that's
was a
just That's
Now,
just crazy. Just like a lot of people don't know with Arshell was the first black coach in the NFL with the Raiders. Done an
mhm,
excellent job.
yeah,
I can't remember the exact record, but never got
led him to
another
the AFC
NFL
Championship.
coaching. Man, yeah. Come on, man. It's
But you know what? That's a deeper thing. It's that was more about his religious preference, not even to do with the
yeah, yeah,
coaching.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
to
You're right.
me, I think that's a travesty. And I will say this, even though I say a lot about LeBron and all of it really do being fun loving, I do want to say I wish LeBron, as much as he's done for the black community, I wish he would have stepped up uh, in that role and helped Mark Jackson get a job the way he helped that garbage coach down in the Lakers get a job, the way he doing Steve Nash. So I do agree to a certain extent. Put a brother out there.
Yeah.
So that
Did y'all happen to hear the story about Chef when he came in as a rookie? They were practicing. They got a bomb threat, and they said that they wouldn't be able to leave until somebody hit 200 threes. And
Yeah, I
Chef
did hear
stepped
that.
up and said, "Give me the ball." And they looked at him, and
mhm.
he hit 200 consecutive threes. I don't know how true that is, but
I know how true it is.
I've heard it several times, so I'm starting to believe it.
The
Yeah.
Knicks could have drafted Steph coming out of Davidson. I think Steph was the number 7 pick in the draft. So and they needed some buzz in New York. So why they skip over this young man, I do not know. His dad had the NBA background. His tape in college was excellent. His
Hmm.
NCAA tournament run was excellent. He's missed out on a grand opportunity when you pass over a supernova.
Yeah.
Right. Speaking of grand opportunities, what NBA player has the most to gain by winning a championship this year? Whose career would
Chef Curry. Because think about it, if he wins, that puts him over LeBron.
Doing his
Tied
what?
with LeBron. Tied with LeBron.
No, they already tied.
no?
Oh,
They
y'all
tied
retired?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
before.
That,
Even though
so that
LeBron,
puts him.
yeah, even though LeBron fans say it don't count because he had KD, but don't count Luca and AD and Love and Kyrie and
Yeah,
Bosh
it would
and
be
Wade
tied.
and
That's
Ray
right. They could
Allen.
have four. Cool.
My
Yeah.
mama
So
talking about
that,
the
that
bubble don't count. My mama said the bubble don't count the other
It
day.
doesn't.
But last week I rode right past that where they had that bubble at, and I saw it. I saw where them boys were playing at in Orlando, and I think it do count. I saw it with my eyes. But go ahead.
Not when Lemon Pepper Lou said nobody wanted to play, so they left the place so they can be unvaccinated, never return. Only person who wanted to play was LeBron because he was fighting for a legacy.
All right, so we know LeBron won't win one this year. Clutch
Nope.
says, Clutch, no. Clutch says, Steph, what you
Cause I
got,
mean
Trick Man?
that put him in the GOAT debate then.
He'd never be in the GOAT debate in my book. But I pondered this question. Initially, I said um, the Joker. He don't won 3 MVPs and only got one NBA title to show for it. It'd be a grand opportunity for him to double up and be in the upper echelon greats with great players with 2 NBA trophies. And then I thought about it, and I pivot to Jason Tatum. He has a lot of pressure riding on him. I know I ride on him too as well, but
Hey, yo.
uh,
No.
hey, that
Hey.
donkey, let me ride that. But I'm getting my game my composure. Y'all nasty, man. I guess the way they treated him in the Olympics, maybe Steve Kerr knew something we didn't know. The way he's been responding to playing in this year's playoff has really not added up to be able to go for this double this two-peat. So being down 0-2 to the Knicks, heated rivals, if he can rise from the ashes like the Phoenix and then go on and double up and win the MVP of the finals, he would get a lot of street cred, a lot of NBA cred, and he would probably be the next poster boy for the face of the league.
Trick Man, do you think the Celtics, um, at the time of this recording, hasn't happened yet, but do you think the Celtics have to win Game 4? Is it a must win?
Absolutely. Absolute must win. Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely, positively.
Unpredictable.
All
Who
right,
do
go
you
ahead.
who do you have getting the most from winning the championship this year? What player?
I'm gonna take away the obvious, and I want to say the player that's going to get the most out of this is Ant-Man. And the reason
Mhm.
why I say that is when you look
Mm.
at what he did last year in the playoffs and how he elevated himself, and now he's taking down KD, he's taking down LeBron, he's taking down Luca, he's taking down
Child
all of
support.
yeah, and dealing with his own personal issues because we can see how sometimes personal issues can affect your game, and to see that he's doing all that and taking down, and if he wins, even though Curry is out, he's still taking down the legend of the Golden State Warriors. That would be the biggest, I think, stretch that we probably ever seen as far as one man taking down superstars within the 12-month calendar period
Good point. Good point.
without that superstar talent surrounding him.
Good point.
So I think Ant-Man will be elevated greatly because before the season, I think we might have had him around 6 or 7. He wins that ring, we might have to put him at number 1. And the one thing I love about Ant-Man that I seen him do that I really didn't see anybody since Air Jordan, he went to KD clapping saying you go lose. He went to Booker clapping said you go lose. He went to LeBron and said I'm checking you at half court and I'm pushing you out the way. What you gonna
Not
do?
backing down. Not
He
backing
took
down.
Luke and
Mm-hmm.
said, "You can't mess. Who else want to mess with Hollywood Court?" And he's bringing it to him. So to me, all respect to him.
And I think that's
Right.
another reason why they want Jason Tatum to be the face of the league because he's light skinned, he's harmless, he got a good family, good personality, this and that. He's harmless. But
Harmless.
Yeah,
You seen
Ant
that boy
Man is
getting out the
so
limo?
with the Tims,
No, with the snow.
he got
He
some
ain't
snow
had
on
the
the
Hmm.
ground.
he had the tins over here. He ready for snow. But go ahead.
Hey,
He
it
does.
don't shock me. But Ant Man, his style of play is what the league crave and want, that next superstar with no fear. But he's so loose with that tongue and getting these fines, don't care about it. You know, they play hard off the field with two in this and that. So, the NBA gonna be skeptical about who they handpick to be the face of the league, unless it's just undeniable. You know, unpredictable. Listed some great stuff about him. So sometimes when your talent just exceed what's the word there's always an exception to the rule. So
Right.
he might just be that, because his talent is undeniable. He's young, he's rich,
Mm-hmm.
and he don't give up.
I I
Fill in the
I was trying
blank.
I was trying to choose from Joker because I believe Joker, like a lot of people, I really believe in. Um, and I think Joker should win MVP, but I
Is
don't
he
want him to
right
win.
there?
I don't want him to win. But when people look back, these children we are raising, they're gonna have the same mindset of. I heard somebody say the other day, championships don't select whether you're great. Championships select whether you're the greatest. And in that mindset, for him to be called better than Shaq, he's gonna have to win some the
He
MVPs
got to
and
win more than one. That's for certain.
oh yeah. So he need to
Yeah,
get started.
he's the opposite of Shaq. Shaq had 3 Finals MVPs and 1 regular season, but he has 1 regular season trophy and 3 regular season MVPs. So
That's good what you just said there. That's
yeah,
real good. But Shaq got cheated out of one. Nash shouldn't have won no back-to-back MVPs.
Especially
Shaq
when
should have one of those.
we
What's
find out
that?
what who who Nash. Speaking of Mother's Day, woo, they've been on the
What
internet talking about Nash. And when you hang
what they
around
did
LeBron,
to his wife?
yeah,
Boy,
what she did to them, one or the other. But hey,
if you want to leave, go ahead and leave.
but I would say maybe Joker, but me being from a fan of teams like the
Atlanta
Hawks
Hawks.
and the Falcons. Now the Braves got a few ships, But when you bring a championship to a team that hasn't, like OKC, it's a pretty much young team, but we remember the Supersonics. You bring a championship to OKC, or you bring one to the Pacers. Adamant fan base. They don't got nothing else but basketball. Well, they got the Colts, but
Mhm.
it's a basketball nation. It's basketball country, and I believe if Halliburton could bring them a championship, uh, he's forever cemented in Indiana in Pacer culture. Like I don't want to say he
But
would he take
you know,
would he take Reggie Miller's spot?
I would say yes,
Yeah.
given the fact that in this day and age where we always say these young boys are weak, and they called him out and called him the most overrated, and the only thing he did in these playoffs so far was show them that talk is cheap. You better back it up. To me, I have nothing but respect for him because he could have folded. He could have acted like Shaq in the fool, talking about he being bullied and all this other stuff. But the thing he did was put his hard hat on and he said, "We're going to work." And that's all he's done. And he's put the team on his back. He put the city on his back. And he put Reggie Miller on his back. So to me,
He
when
ain't
you do
lying.
that, I got nothing but respect because I haven't watched the games closely, but when they say he was the most overrated, I said maybe he is because I didn't see him play on the dream team in the Olympics. But for him to respond the way he did, and also for his daddy to respond stunting like his daddy,
Kudos.
yeah.
I got a
Speaking of
point.
put, go ahead.
I don't know if anybody made this point because I don't watch all sports TV or whatnot. But the coach of Indiana, Jim Carrey, looking like what's his name? Rick Carlisle. You do know Rick Carlisle was the coach of the Dallas Mavericks, and he won a championship with Dirk Nowitzki and Sean Marion and Jason Kidd and so Barrera. But not say that name. LeBron might hear it and get scared. Jason Terry, so on and so forth. But he also had a moment to coach Luca, and he left Luca to go start over somewhere else. So to leave a generational talent like Luca, to me, that says a lot about
Yeah.
Luca, the player.
Mm.
That's just
Al-
me.
Always
That's a
back.
great take.
Hey
Great take.
man,
Good
hey,
take. Good
take it.
take.
I'm
Always
just
back.
saying, man.
I feel it was a
I'm just
good take.
saying. I'm gonna let. I hope it work out for us, but some in the
I
water
feel.
just ain't clean.
Speaking of something in the water not being
Talk to me.
clean,
Talk to
uh,
me.
what do y'all think about Bill Belichick and his girlfriend? Uh, the saga at North Carolina. They was by the water. Bill Belichick had her on his feet, holding her up by his feet. They, setting
He
it,
won.
setting it,
He won.
setting it.
Bunny hopping on like the man was doing Jody Mama in the kitchen on Baby Boy. Let me see your bunny hop with it. Come on, come on, Papa. Oh
No,
man.
he would have needed Gronk and he would have needed Gronk and Vinikowski to help him like he did his whole career.
Man,
He
they
would
got
need help with
that
that. He
new
didn't need
that
help
new
holding up.
Viagra, Roex or something, roof.
Clutch, what you think? What you think about Belichick and his girlfriend? And they first they said North Carolina banned them from the facilities. Then they went back after, and it hit major news markets that happened. Then they went back and said that wasn't true. Uh, what you think, Clutch?
Well, this is my take on it. I think Bill Belichick is behind the whole thing behind the scenes about getting her banned from not, from not coming up there. He wants her to get banned and not be able to come up there
Well, you get another young one.
so he can get another young one.
This is
That's
for the
exactly
homies.
he wanna play around with them little college gals. That's exactly. So Bill Belichick's smart, so he's behind this whole thing, and in the process, he's marketing his book. So hey, it's a win-win for him.
Hey, you might,
On to
you might.
Cincinnati.
Anybody,
Hey,
Trigger
hey,
Man, what you think? I mean,
here's the thing.
On to
Now,
Cincinnati.
I wish I could just have a list of people that crucified Shannon Sharp. That's
mm,
not
Mm,
crucifying Bill Belichick.
mm,
First of all,
mm.
let's talk about the ethics. as a 70-year-old college coach, let's get the fact out, college, you're around 18 to normally 22, 23-year-old young ladies.
Let me take
And you
notes.
happen to be dating one. If that's not a conflict of interest, I'm like what Juvenile said, if that's not a boy, then when you call that? So sometimes let's keep it a buck, because I would have a problem if my daughter, 20 years old, is on campus and the head coach for the football team trying to teach his boys, because he's supposed to be teaching these young men morals and how to treat women and all this stuff, and supposed to be this ethical man,
leader of men,
leader of young men. Like he must think he at Baylor somewhere, but he's supposed to be the leader of young men, and he's dating 21 years. Hey, he's dating 20. See, let's go back. See, even though I crucified Saban as the coach because I didn't like him at Alabama, we didn't never see Nick Saban date nobody on campus. We didn't see him. At the end of the day, we don't know nothing but Nick Saban was a family man, and he made sure every Sunday the coaches and their spouses had to be at his house for dinner, because they'll go fellowship together and go to church together. Bill Belichick going to the local frat party with his girlfriend after the game. He must think he on Waterboy or something.
You so freaky ass nigga.
You on college campus messing with college girls. You go teach your kid. He probably sleeping with one of his players' girlfriends. That's why the quarterback transferred. Something about that man ain't right.
Oh my God.
Let's keep it a buck. I ain't defending Shannon Sharp, but guess what? She wasn't in college, and he don't work on a college campus. But Bill Belichick do. Because guess what? You let that be one of us working on a college campus, and we messing with some freshman. They'll be ready. The ethics will say fired. You cannot fraternize with people on campus that are students. So I want to know where are the ethics, because to me, he should be fired, fired.
Double standard.
And I'm saying that with my chest. He don't care. I wish my daughter was at. I wish she was at North Carolina. She would be withdrawn, because I don't trust that old pervert. I said it. Bad enough, the owner of New England was already at a masseuse club where they was getting all kind of favors. The apple don't fall too far from the tree.
This a freaky.
See what they do. Yeah, see what they do.
Okay,
they cover each other up.
Speaking of that, Belichick had that interview with CBS. I think he got one this week.
Should have had one with the FBI.
He got one with the with ABC or something. The one with the Gap Giants.
Michael Strahan.
He got one with Michael Strahan. They finna sell that book.
You should have one with Shannon Sharp too, talking about don't do it.
But the interviewer was saying that he was fired, and Belichick said no, it was a mutual understanding. And then he said, well, no, I forgot Mr. Massage Man. He said you were fired.
Deshaun Watson?
No, the owner of the Patriots.
Bob Kraft?
Yeah,
Bob Kraft. He making more than macaroni and cheese, I can tell you that.
Do y'all think they fired? Do y'all think they fired
Belichick?
Yeah.
They knew what he was doing. But you know what they did? They gave him a way out. Go ahead and resign. We keep our mouth closed. But you know what happened? What goes in the dark comes into the light. And as soon as he got on that college campus, the first one he saw walking, I bet you, I want to know how many books she get for free.
I think what really put the nail in the coffin for him with New England. See, Bob Kraft had no intentions of ever getting rid of Tom Brady, but Belichick insisted of doing it, and probably convinced him that I can win without Tom Brady. It's not Tom Brady; it's my system that wins here.
Think about it; it made more sense. He like him younger. So he had to get rid of. He had to get rid of Brady. He wanted something younger. Man.
Because he actually got was Jimmy Garoppolo. He supposed to be the replacement for Tom Brady. Tom Brady was hot about that. The owner made Bill Belichick trade him. He traded him to a friend in San Francisco, so on and so forth. But he had been tired of Tom Brady and trying to get rid of him and whatnot. And unfortunately, he got rid of himself when he got rid of Tom Brady.
But I saw some a podcast, little clip, some Caucasian queens were talking about it, and they said these women said from watching that interview where the girl outspoke and said, "No, we're not gonna talk about where we met," and they said there's different things going on that they found the diagnosis for Bill Belichick that he's whipped. And I didn't know they used the terminology, but it said Bill Belichick looks whipped. The girl is posting stuff on his page. He don't know nothing about it. They brought in the interview, and he looking crazy, like he don't. And they said if it was a man, if it was a young man doing this to an older woman, let's say Wendy Williams, that's how they paint Bill Belichick, like Wendy Williams or something. And they said if it was a younger man doing this, we'll be all outraged and this and that. Uh, and they said Bill Belichick is just whipped and like he not there. But he's a football coach. Huh? He's a football coach. Do y'all think cause to me, he's either going North Carolina gonna suck or they're gonna be in the playoffs.
He may be doing this on purpose to try to get fired. And maybe you got some good news for somebody in the NFL that he's in line for a coach's job. I don't see how you've been doing NFL all this time. Your game is suited for older men, not younger boys. So I don't see the connection. I don't see how it would work. But hey, it's worth a try. He gonna steal some money from North Carolina, but I really
Man,
think it's
big
hard to steal in the NFL. And if he get a chance to go back, he would go back in a heartbeat. Leave them with the young girl.
Hey,
dude,
take
go
a
ahead.
page from Ed Orgeron. As soon as LSU got word about
Go
that young girl
Tigers.
he was with, you know what they did? Goodbye, because they had to realize it was a PR nightmare. And North
Yes.
Carolina go realize it ain't worth keeping him. Because you got to think Ed Orgeron came fresh off a national championship.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they still said, you got to get the deuces.
Kick
Bill
rock.
Belichick hadn't won nothing. And the
Yeah.
first thing you go do, and here's the thing, what kind of taste he got? His girlfriend came in third in Miss Maine. How many girls they got in Maine? So he got a third place runner up.
Oh,
And I can see if
Coach
it was
not
North
a pick a
Carolina,
vote, coach.
if it was
Coach
New York,
Belichick.
if it was Florida, you got big, melting pot. You got California, all these states that's supposed to have these women, and you came in third in Maine.
What is Maine
Only
known
person,
for?
only other woman I
Seafood?
know in Maine was Angela Lansbury on Murder, She Wrote in Cabot Cove. That's who she lost to. Man,
Boy.
something wrong with this man. He need to get a life. All right, just like Monique told Shannon Sharp, he need to get an old fat woman to go cook. Roseanne Barr need to sit down with Bill Belichick and say, go find some old lady who go scramble you some eggs and sit your old ass down. At some point, you got to sit
Bill
down.
Belichick, you can go and clock out.
Oh, hey, if I'm 74 years old, only thing a 24-year-old can give me is a heart attack or student loans. That's it.
Boy.
let's talk about his paycheck. Bill Belichick annual salary is $10 million. So
Yeah.
you give me $10 million, baby. You can't tell me who could come.
Stealing
I can
money.
bring Monique and Dominique. You feel?
They just throwing the
This
money
is
away.
This is a significant increase from the $5 million paid to his predecessor, Mac Brown, in his final season. Belichick's contract is for 5 years, but only the first 3 years are guaranteed. His buyout, if he leaves before June 1st, 2025, is $10 million, dropping to $1 million after that date. Why would you have a buyout before the season starts? And it dropped after. Yeah, it's a
Things that
strange.
make you go,
Mm. Well,
And
we'll
I can tell you
in
why.
North
They're waiting
Carolina,
for third
North
place
Carolina
Miss
wanted the
Maine to
press.
graduate. That's what they was doing. They waited for third place Miss Maine to graduate. So they gave him some time.
North Carolina smart. They wanted the press. They wanted the clicks and the likes. That's why they brought Belichick in there, and now they're getting all the clicks and likes they can handle. And now they don't want it because
right.
it's on the other it's the other way. It's negative and not
But here's the
positive.
thing. Now, we talk about different people, and I like poking fun. But in all seriousness, the college football world is crucifying Dion for raising two young men, never got in trouble. For all we know, they don't smoke, drink, or anything else. They just fun-loving kids, and we crucify Dion. But I never heard Dion mess with nobody on campus. I ain't never hear him say, "Hey, go to sophomore. Let me go date her."
Mm-hmm.
True.
And
And
he was
they
at Yeah, he was
Yeah,
at
he was
Jackson
at
State.
State, baby.
That's all he did. So ain't no way Dion could have went to Jackson State and dated no college junior or something.
Right.
You going to the homecoming with your football players.
Well, we had how would the NCAA be affected if the gambling ban get lifted as early as June? But we will talk about that on the next episode. Maybe we'll have the ESPN back because I don't know nothing about that, and I looked and I don't know what's going on with that. I don't think my prize picks is I don't play enough prize picks to understand what's going on with that. But something we speaking on Coach Prime children, the New York Giants GM, they always keep footage on them.
Mm.
Footage of them saying it's a roll of the dice on Jackson Dart, but no one will remember a third round pick if wrong. Do y'all guys agree with that or Trickman Joe?
Yes, absolutely. The Giants are already hot on the hot stove for letting Barkley go to the division rival, and the division rival wound up winning the Super Bowl. So if you're gonna shoot big, shoot big. It's New York. Everything in New York is big. New Year's they dropped the big apple. So how many third round picks you know that was successful that would contribute to winning Super Bowl? Joe Montana comes to mind, but outside of Joe Montana, who else? But the first round picks, that should be the cornerstone and the face of your franchise. So hey, the GM job is on the line. The coach, what's his name?
Vrabel, whatever
They
his name
all
is, Gay Ball.
they are on the hot seat. So
So they
they
won't remember.
they're not gonna
They,
leave any bullets in the chamber. So they empty the clip. The division has gotten tougher. The rookie quarterback last year out of LSU, Daniels, was outstanding. Hurts is probably top. Ain't no problem. He's a top 5 quarterback in the league. That getting paid like a top 5 quarterback in the league. We all know that he's not. Well, but it just got Pickens, so he
we'll
might
talk
be
about
back in the
that.
conversation because a couple of years ago he was in the running for the MVP.
We'll talk
So
about how
yeah,
about that.
they shot for it in the first round. Let's go, Jason Dart,
Okay,
president.
Mm.
okay. So do unpredictable. Do you agree that a third round pick isn't people won't if you miss on that people won't reflect on that?
I'm gonna beg to differ only because based on the NFL standards, if you're in the first 3 rounds, you're drafted to be a starter.
Yeah,
And so whether the first round is supposed to be the Hall of Famer,
playmaker, Hall of Fame. Yeah.
the second round supposed to be a perennial Pro Bowl, and that third round supposed to be a solid starter for the next 8 to 10 years. I never said they had to be great, but just be a solid starter. Something that the Cowboys don't have at running back. But with that being said, when I look at some of the drafts they had, you look at Thibodeau. Up to my knowledge, he hadn't panned out yet. That was a first round pick.
He's solid though.
Yeah, he's solid, but
Not
for
for
a
a
first
first
round,
round pick
yeah.
though. Yeah, I got you.
Kadarius Toney is no longer with the team.
Garbage,
Xavier McKinney, I don't even think he's with the team anymore.
trash.
Daniel Jones is no longer with the team. So I'm looking at draft picks in the last 5 years, number one. And to me, they're not even with the team. And I haven't seen anybody outside of the one they traded that really stands out prior to last year. You hit on a receiver, but as much as I love LSU, as much as I think we are receiver you, that receiver won't do nothing this year with the quarterbacks they got. I'm here to tell you, it ain't him. It's the him that's throwing to him. And so when you're the Giants,
You don't think the quarterback better down than what they had last year?
well, personally, I
Come
don't
on.
think I think the deep snapper can throw a better pass than a quarterback if he was snapping the ball. That's the way I think about the Giants. I think they hot garbage.
Jameis Winston made Jerry Judy a real wide receiver last year.
But they got
That's what
Winston.
I
I'm
was
thinking
getting.
about
That's what I
Yeah,
was getting ready to
Sierra
say.
husband. I don't even
Yeah,
call
they
him
got
Russell Wilson no
yeah, they
more.
got him
Russell
too,
Wilson.
but Jameis Winston there too. Famous Jameis
Yeah.
there.
But they're not gonna give it to him first. They gonna wait till
That's what
some.
I
got
was
a
getting
feeling.
ready
I
to
got a
say.
feeling there
They
too.
should
They go.
they should start Jameis Winston over Sierra, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
my
lit
thing
quarterback.
is good and terrible. So to me, before you come in on third picks, first of all, that goes show the organization. You go draft a starter to show you how important a third round pick is. Pittsburgh just gave away a receiver for a third round pick because they expecting the starter to come soon. So to me, for you to say a third round pick and just kind of shoot you over it, they go to show me. I see why you traded one of the best running backs of this generation and why he won a Super Bowl. And if he wanted to, could have been an all-time leading Russian. You traded him to the division rival for nothing. That goes to show your level of intelligence.
All right,
But
Clutch,
you,
what you think? Hold on, what you think?
my
Cause we
bad.
gotta get to this next subject. Clutch, what you think? Third round pick? Nobody remembers. Uh,
Um, yeah, I mean, uh, yeah, nobody remember, but I, I'm kind of on the fence, man. I
okay.
mean,
Nobody's gonna remember because you're liable to not be there. If you
yeah,
don't win this
yeah,
year with what you got, you're liable to not be there.
That's
And you
correct.
talk about,
and
I,
that's
and I,
what I
and
think is gonna happen. I
And
don't
he
think
wouldn't
they're
have
gonna be
lasted to the
there.
third round. Somebody would have got him in the second round, I believe.
right, you're liable to not be there. But
So,
with this hot seat so hot, y'all talk about Russell Wilson. People gonna be his chain his leash is real short because you got
Somebody from
James.
for the
Yeah, because you got
Giants or his house.
the Giants.
Okay.
But you
My goodies. My goodies.
but you got you got Jameis Winston. I mean, you got if I'm on my hot seat and I drafted a quarterback with the third pick, I mean with the third round pick, hey, if situation get going, hey, I'm like Joe said, we ain't leaving nothing in the chamber. But I do tell you this: a lot of people didn't care that a third round pick was just wasted. When the Browns did it, when they picked Dylan Gabriel,
mm,
they turned around and picked. But what will be remembered if you went, because me and Joe was at the table and looked at each other, because I knew cause both of us think Jackson Dart is a good quarterback,
Yeah.
but we looked at each other like Shadur didn't go here, and Jackson Dart can be decent. You can save your job, but if Shadur is him, everybody will always remember.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Great point.
So let's speaking of third round picks, let's get into this. Which team won the Pickens trade? Pickens was traded, I think, for a third round pick and some maybe loose picks in the end.
Halliburton.
Uh,
Halliburton. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
uh, Joe, who won the trade? The Cowboys or your mighty Steelers?
Sometimes in life, the stars align and there's no such thing as a perfect trade, but I think both teams won on this particular case. Um, Tomlin has had a great um, feel for his team, always getting rid of wide receivers when it's time for them to go, a la Brown, AB, um, Santonio Holmes,
Everybody.
Martavis Bryant,
yeah, Montavious Brown, Mike Wallace, Juju on that beat. So he's always had
Claypool.
a heart of the team. Yep, Chase Claypool, and we're getting in return a third round pick from the Cowboys. So we got
Star.
three third round picks next year. We got like 12 picks next year. So we got a bevy of picks. We can go and possibly get the quarterback of our future. And it's obvious you need more than just one wide receiver. So this is a fresh new slate for George Pickens, and I'm quite sure his agent done told him, "Hey man, if you don't make this right, you can cost yourself a lot of money. It's a great opportunity. You upgrade in quarterback. You got a Superman on the other side playing with you or whatnot. But with Dallas, if it don't work out for them, they can just let him go. And then when somebody else pick up Pickens, they'll get a third round compensation comp pick. So that's what they gave up, a third round pick, and they can get it right back next year when somebody Pickens up because his talent is undeniable. Somebody gonna pick him up. They gonna just let him stay out there or whatnot. They got rid of Deontay Johnson as well. So it's been a lot of receivers. We have an eye to pick the receivers, and we got an eye to let them go when it's time to let them go. So I think in this case, it's a win-win scenario for both teams.
Clutch, you're a cowboy.
Um,
You receive Pickens. You and Trigger Man completed this trade without being voted down by the haters.
um, if I think it all boils down to Dak. If Dak comes out and performs like I know he can,
Hey,
and that
yo.
he's and
Hmm.
yeah, and that he should the way he should perform, I think it's a win for Dallas. That's going to free up CD a lot because they're going to put CD in the slot. He's going to work from the slot more, and Pickens going to be on the outside. And like Joe said, his talent is undeniable. If Dak can get back to where he used to be, I think the Cowboys will make a little noise, but not a lot because our defense still going to be giving up points. But I think it works out for us. And if Pickens is good in the locker room and he cuts all this whiny baby crying stuff out because he's not getting the ball, um, I think it works out for the Cowboys.
All right, unpredictable.
I think both teams actually won the trade, and the reason why I say that is the Steelers are a first-class organization. They don't like to have the drama and the issues, kind of like that old school Pat Riley type style. So to get a third-round pick, who the Giants says doesn't really matter. I don't know why they just didn't trade everybody after the second round if it didn't matter.
Mhm.
But I think the Steelers do a good job in the draft finding those hidden gems. So I think it works out for them, and they get rid of a headache. And now in Dallas, I think he fits perfectly. Where else can you send drama to make it look like it's nothing? Send him to the Cowboys. You got Jerry Jones. He's at the top of that clown show.
Dun,
Uh,
dun, 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 dun.
then you got linebacker I always have a problem with a player having a podcast and going right afterwards or something. You on injured reserve and you on a podcast. You should be in the gym some damn well. At
Shout
least
out to
during the
Paul.
season. It's just that's like a teacher taking a day off or 2 days off, and you click on Facebook and they're at Disney World.
Yeah,
It's just it's a
I see you, Calvin.
yeah, but I think he fits perfectly because everybody's thinking he's going to be a distraction. But one thing Jerry Jones welcomes is distractions. Because we got
It's
to
a
think he
contract
had
year. He
he
gonna be
had
on his
Michael
best behavior.
Irvin at the height of his powers, doing an epidemic down in Miami with Scarface and say
Boston
hello to my
House.
little. So who else can win in drama? And I think he loves it. And I think he thrives on it. And that's why I don't think Dak is his quarterback because Dak is too much of a good boy. He need a thug. He need a renegade. He needs somebody that's gonna break the rules. One of those Patrick Mahomes type players. He need
They don't make
not
them like
Russell.
that anymore.
Yeah, Russell Wilson. Nah,
This is for the grocery, Miss Billups.
he too clean cut. I don't know. He just needs somebody that was one pass away from one incomplete pass away from the penitentiary or something. That's what he needs. So to me, I think it fits perfectly. All that noise that he made in Pittsburgh is gonna get drowned out in Dallas.
And the Dallas defense would be better this year. You get Diggs back, you get Bland back, and I think y'all added a piece to the D line. So I think y'all would be better on defense next year.
And now, what bothers me with the
If Diggs
trade?
can stay healthy,
What bothers me with the trade is Pickens. I mean, the Steelers usually know when to fold, know when to trade their car in, know when to trade their wide receiver in. So that's what scares me. But the money is on the line, and
Oh
you
yeah.
got you Pickens made something about he don't understand two wide receiver ones or something. But he know the money on the line. He got
Yeah.
the best quarterback he's had since he's been here.
Well,
Uh,
Pickens got to realize there's no two number ones on the receivers team for the Cowboys. There's a one and there's a two. He definitely ain't no one. So he need to get this pecking order straight.
Yeah,
right.
that's right. And
We'll
also
see.
too that obviously you are what you are. We're seeing you gonna come
Mhm.
out of you. And he was a problem child at Georgia, and that's the only reason why he fell to the second round. Dude has first round talent, probably the best catcher in the
Hey,
league
from
on the
Birmingham.
50-50 balls.
Hey,
Yeah,
from
well,
Birmingham. Shout out to Pelham. Shout out to Birmingham, man.
Hoover,
Oh,
man.
first 48. I should have knew.
Friday night, Parker coming to play Carver. Parker took their team pictures in the projects in Birmingham. So shout out to
Dang.
Pickens and Jerry
Dilly
Jones, the
dilly.
quarterback for Parker.
That's why they graduating rated so low.
Clutch, you got to win championship. Clutch, take us on out of here.
All right. This is gonna fit this trade we're just talking about. Don't let someone else's opinion of you become your reality.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Gates.
Yikes.